Hi everyone, welcome back to Novel Idea. I have a really quick little October pile of possibilities that are separate from our Victober TBR. So just wanted to go over those with you real quick, and if there is anything here that you would like to buddy read, let me know. I already have quite a few buddy reads this month, but you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. So here we go. First one that I am going to tell you about is a buddy read that I already have set up, and that is with Dave and Olive from Book Blather, and Brian has a brand new channel. I believe it's called Brian MR. And he contacted Dave and said, hey, could I jump in on that buddy read with you guys? And so he's gonna jump in on it with us. And that is for A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. And I don't know a whole lot about this book other than I think that it's about a boy who's dealing with grief and that it's supposed to be a tearjerker. Everybody keeps saying, get your Kleenex box ready. I don't usually cry at books, so I don't think I'm gonna need my tissue box, but I will let you know. Brian and Dave and Olive will know first before you will. But anyway, yes, Patrick Ness, A Monster Calls. It does have beautiful, very dark illustrations type things in it, and it's illustrated throughout, and the illustrations in this are done by Siobhan Dowd, and it's inspired by Siobhan Dowd, and it's illustrated by Jim Kay. And it says that it's a major motion picture, but I've never seen it, so A Monster Calls. Next, I have a friend who has never read this book, and in order to get her to read it, I promised to read it with her. And she's not on BookTube, and she doesn't really comment on here, I don't think, or anything. So I won't even bother to tell you her name, but it's Goodbye, Mr. Chips. This is really a good time of year to be reading this book. And I love this story. And so I'm just really excited to get to introduce somebody else to it and read it with them. And yeah, it's gonna be good. So Goodbye, Mr. Chips. This is by James Hilton at an all-boys school. He's an old sourpuss kind of teacher, and he goes on holiday, meets someone, and the story just kind of proceeds from there and goes on to tell about what becomes of him as a teacher and as a man, and it's just lovely. All right, the other ones I don't have in hand yet, so they really are a pile of possibilities, because unless they come in at the library, I won't be reading them. So the first one is Adrian Tchaikovsky's newest book. It's called Cage of Souls, and I have no idea what it is about. I just keep reading Adrian Tchaikovsky in hopes of finding one that just makes me love his work. I really like his work. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't keep reading him if I didn't like what I have read. So 99% of what I have read, I would say I really like it. But there's nothing that has grabbed me yet that has made me say, oh, I love this. And so I'm looking for that. So Cage of Souls. If We Were Villains by M L Rio. This is supposed to be a dark academia. I tried a dark academia this month, and it got DNF'd immediately, almost, almost immediately. And the reason for that was because right from the get-go, there was an insane amount of profanity. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm not gonna read all of that. So I DNF'd it, and that was Catherine House. But this one, I want to go into it as blind as possible, just so that I don't have any expectations really. Right now is that it's got a great cover and it is supposed to be dark academia. Then I have The Spear Cuts Through Water. I'm finally telling you about this because when I put this on hold at the library, I was like in 400th position or something, and they only have one copy, and they only, I mean, I don't I don't know how that many people wanted to read it. It wasn't even a book that many people knew about, I thought. This is by Simon Jimenez. I have several people that I follow on BookTube that really, really love this book. But anyway, I've been trying to get a hold of it since Angela reviewed it the first time ages ago. I want to say well over a year ago. And I have been slowly working my way up. And I am finally in like 10th position. So I very well may get it this month. It's not a long book, and I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. So I'm planning on it if it comes in. Lastly, I have Wayward by Emilia Hart. This is another one that has been making the rounds. My library owns more than one copy of this one, however, so I will probably get to do it. But those are the other books that I have a strong possibility of reading in October. And I'm really looking forward to having a few that are kind of more spooky, a little more atmospheric, and enjoying a couple more buddy reads that are not Victorian. And also, I have a couple of nonfiction that I would like to pick up. I just haven't quite decided which ones yet. I'm such a mood reader that as soon as the mood hits me, I'm gonna grab them. So you'll be hearing about them as I go, but we are planning to hopefully be going to the pumpkin patch soon and spending some time at the farm and doing some fun things there. And I did a little walk around the neighborhood with poppy seed today and got some pictures of the leaves turning. They're just beautiful right now, and I'm just loving the season. It's a little cooler out today, and I don't think that we're gonna see 80 degrees again before next spring. So I think that we are well into our autumn, and I'm really, really loving it. Anyway, I would love to hear if there's a book that you are really excited to be reading in October. I would love to know if you have any, what are your October traditions outside of Halloween, or All Hallows Eve, or whatever you want to call it. I will see you in another video again very soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to. Bye.